Hi, my name is Molly and it's my birthday. And the best way I know how to celebrate is to thrift. So today we're thrifting in 3 states and I can thrift whatever I want. And we're starting off my birthday thrifting in Iowa. I have actually never thrifted in Iowa before, which is kind of crazy. And today we're in Des Moines, which is so cute. I love it here. I heard a lot about this thrift store called Thrift Mart, and I actually heard it's voted the #1 thrift store in 2025. So I think this is a pretty good place to kick things off. So I think we gotta get thrifting. As soon as I walked in, I was like, yes, I totally understand how this place got voted best thrift store in 2025 because this is like a little boutique. They had a cute little display out front with a bunch of nice shoes and even a designer rack, which we do go back to later. It really was just so clean and organized, and that always makes it so much easier to thrift, so I was ready to jump right in. Unfortunately, we struck out at the skirts pretty fast, but I did see that they were having a tag sale, so tan tags and yellow tags were 50% off. And I wish that Goodwill actually did this more often. I feel like their tag sales at Goodwill are few and far between. It's like maybe one day a week that they actually have a color tag on sale, so I love little boutiques like this who actually do the tag sales. They definitely had a really good selection of sweaters, and it really helped that everything was color coded too. You guys know I love that. And I was shocked when I found the Santa Fe long sleeve. My in-laws recently moved there, and so to find this in Iowa felt really crazy. It was also really fun to find some Packers gear too. If you don't know, Iowa actually doesn't have an NFL team, which is honestly kind of wild to me. And $195 for this purple turtleneck is also wild to me. You guys know I've been loving purple lately, so I thought we could have a chance with that. I've also been loving leopard cheetah print as well, and I feel like this becomes a common theme where I find actually a lot of it on this trip. Which reminds me, we haven't even talked about my birthday thrift wish list. So here it is. Most of it is the same stuff that has been on my list, but I kind of narrowed it down. So I really would love Free People stuff. I've been looking for camo recently, maxi skirts, especially like plaid ones, and of course, cowgirl boots. I thought though, if we went to 3 states, we'd have a much better chance of finding them. So those are the top things that if I found them, I would be super pumped. But if you've been thrifting with me for a while, you know kind of all the other stuff that I also would love to find. And you guys know that no matter what, pants are always going to be on my thrift wish list. I love a good pair of pants, especially a more unique, colorful one like this. They're kind of different. The waistband's a little different. They're definitely stretchy. But I thought since they do have fitting rooms, it would be fun to try these on because I love a flare boot cut. And then I noticed a Free People tag on these pants. I could not believe it. They're not my style. They're definitely like a corduroy skinny jean and in red, which there's a lot of things going on that I don't like, but really cool to find Free People here. And tell me why these wide leg sweatpant leopard print pants were really tempting me. I do think the quality of these was a little raggy, like they weren't the best, but I do think I need to put like leopard print pants on my wish list because I've just been drawn to them and I think they'd be so cute. Lots of fun sweaters here and a lot of stars. I found this one with stars on it. You guys know I've been loving that style, but I didn't love the rips at the bottom. That just wasn't my favorite thing and I don't think I'd wear it. I also was really intrigued by this hooded zip-up sweater vest by Arizona. So cool and only $5.95. If it was just in my size, I definitely would have tried it on. Very cool. I don't know how I'd style it though, so I don't know, but kind of cool. Something about me is I love a denim jean jacket, but I never wear them. I think they're so cute, but I don't know if I've just never gotten the right style or wash. Also, they just feel cold, so I think that's why I never reach for them. And I thought this bomber jacket with the patches was so interesting. Let me know if you've heard of this brand. Sooo original. It looked really expensive, but I'd never heard of it before. I did find this basket weave purse, which is so cute. You guys know I love basket weave, but I couldn't find a tag or a logo, so I didn't know if it was real leather, and I definitely think it was plastic based on the feeling of it. So I did end up leaving her behind, but we headed to the $2 rack, which it's so cool that they have this, but I'll basically give you a 2-second clip of me looking through everything because I didn't find anything I loved here, unfortunately. They did have quite a few scarves to look through though, and that is on my birthday wish list. However, they weren't colorful enough. I just want a colorful scarf for winter, but they were really great price, so I was bummed that I didn't find one I liked. After looking through the dresses, I went to the front of the store to go through the designer rack. They had a pair of overalls, which was fun, but my favorite find was this Arizona leather jacket for $50. Look at how cool that looks. I love it. Not what I want, and we're thrifting for what I want, so I did leave it behind. And we didn't find any cowgirl boots, but we did find some leopard print shoes, which I feel like counts for something today. The one home decor item I would love to find for my birthday is some art, and I love the way that they displayed their art. This is so much easier to look through than stacked in a shelf in a box like they do in Goodwill, where you just have to dig through all of the frames and possibly miss something that you'd really like. From there, I decided to look through all the cute little knick-knacky stuff. Again, this was so well organized and they had some really unique, fun finds. But it was in this moment that I realized I am thrifting for my birthday. Like I kind of just get in a zone and I'm kind of just thinking practically. So I kind of had to remind myself, Molly, you're thrifting for your birthday. You can get whatever you want if you like it. And we are in heaven after all. Oh, I mean, Iowa. I'm kidding. But truly, at this point, going through all the guys' tees, I was trying really hard to find something that I like and just put it in the cart if I like it. No matter the price, no matter if it's practical, just put it in and we'll think about it later. Because I feel like maybe in the women's section, I was a little too picky. I don't know. But then I found this. Look at this embroidered Packers hoodie. Oh my goodness, I love the design on this, and you guys know I've been looking for Packers apparel for quite a while, and I thought maybe this one is the one. And I wasn't messing around. I went straight to the fitting room so we can try on all of our finds so far. We started with our first find, which was the $1.95 turtleneck in this pretty lavender color. I couldn't find a brand for this or even a tag to see what the fabric was. It felt really comfortable though, but it was quite oversized. I did like the crop on it. I feel like it wasn't too long or too short, but it just was loose on me, and I don't know if I really want that in a long sleeve turtleneck. And while I love the color on the hanger, I feel like on me it kind of washed me out, and I feel like it needed to be a richer purple to go with my color season, and I think in the wintertime I would look kind of pale in this. Now these pants were a little bit of a gamble, but I did decide to try on these green bootcut stretchy pants from Newberry Custom, and I was conflicted about these. They were flattering and not flattering at the same time. They were super tight around the thighs yet loose around the waist still, and I just feel like the fabric isn't thick enough to hide what's going on, and I think it was just making me feel self-conscious. I don't know if it was the lighting or what, but there was a lot of bunching kind of in the front there. You can tell that they don't quite fit me right, but I love the bootcut flare silhouette. That's like my favorite style of jean, and I love this color too. I think it is really fun, but this whole area here was just not doing it for me, especially with the elastic waistband and the pulling and how tight it was. It was a no. And finally we're trying on the Green Bay Packers hoodie. This was so nice. This is in a size medium, so it was a bit oversized on me. I loved how heavy it was, and I just love this logo. I love how this looks. I wish I could replicate it on a different hoodie because this is very long and I don't like the pockets like that. It was kind of weirding me out, honestly. I wanted to be one of those, kangaroo pockets that goes all the way across. But like I said, the feeling of this hoodie was really nice and soft and heavy. I loved that about it. I wasn't sure about the gray color. I mean, is that good? Is it kind of boring? I don't know. And I just wish that it laid different on me. It just felt a little too baggy for what I want. And since that's what this video is all about, I just didn't think it really made the list. Before I left, I did want to check out more of the home decor stuff, and they just had such a good selection. Again, it's so clean and organized. I really love this thrift store, and I was so bummed I didn't end up finding anything from here, but that just gave me another excuse to go to yet another thrift store in Iowa. Okay, we just pulled up to the St. Vincent de Paul. Love St. Vinny's. I have only been to one, and it was the one in Durand, and I know that they're all over and people love them. I really loved Thrift Mart. I felt so bad not getting anything, but this is my birthday and I'm getting what I want. And if I didn't find anything at that one that I wanted, I wasn't gonna get it. Like, I really wanted this to feel like I was getting something special, and all the pieces I did find just weren't reaching that special mark. You know what I mean? It has to reach a certain level where it's just exciting and you really want it. I think just the color, the fit, the style, I want to save for something better. I feel good though, because we have 2 other states and another thrift store to go, so we have a lot of chances to get some good stuff, so I didn't want to waste it all on the first store. And from what I read in reviews, people love the St. Vincent de Paul, and I can see why. There is a ton of clothing here. There was racks on racks and racks of clothes, and it was stuffed to the brim. They also had a lot of scarves too, and more colorful ones, which was exciting. I thought this Old Navy one was really cute. I just wish it was a little bit thicker. And another little birthday surprise is that these clothes were color coded too. I love it so much. It makes thrifting so much easier and just so aesthetically pleasing. I also love just being able to skip completely over the black and gray sections. But I did find this grayish hoodie from Blue Ivy. I've never heard of this brand before, but I thought it looked so pretty with the pink design. I did leave it behind though, because I feel like with my color season, again, it isn't gonna look that great on me, or I'm not gonna really reach for it that much. It also was a slightly bit itchy, and I just don't have any patience for that. I did end up finding something I've never found thrifting before, which is something from Nasty Gal. I don't think I've really ever found anything from there before. I don't even know if they're still selling clothes or not, but I really liked the purple sweater. It was a texture I feel like I wouldn't wear very often, but still a really cool find. The prices here at St. Vinny's were also really good, and I feel like it's one of those thrift stores that you really gotta dig, but it's so fun because you can find so many fun gems, like this Gap long sleeve kind of blousey top, super pretty, again not in a color that I really want. You also get some like random finds, like it just is truly a treasure hunt. Like this poncho from American Eagle, new with tags. Oh my goodness, and I think they were selling it for like $8, which is wild. Just such a good find, and honestly, if it was in a different color or pattern, I definitely would have grabbed it just to try. I've always wanted to try the poncho trend, and I know I could have dyed it, but you know what? I don't want to, and we're thrifting for what I want. I thought this ombre-ish kind of sweater was cool. I've never really seen one exactly like that, except again, kind of in a boring color. I did really like this quarter zip from Hollister, and it even had a star on the back, and you guys know how I feel about this color, but I just felt like I wouldn't wear this enough. I don't know, something about it maybe felt a little young. I don't know. I also almost thought about getting this kind of light green embroidered crew neck. So cute, but I feel like I wish it said something different, and I didn't love the color. I did think these pants that were half tan, half brown were really cool. I still don't know where they're from, but kind of an interesting look. And I almost thought these plaid pants would work. They just felt really weird, and so I didn't end up grabbing those either. I looked at the purses quick too, but didn't find anything in a good material, and for me that's very important for a purse to be made out of something pretty durable. I skimmed the men's section quick to see if I could find any graphic tees, any good flannels. There was a couple flannels that seemed really nice, but nothing that I loved enough to bring home. And somehow we are leaving yet another Iowa thrift store without getting anything, and I was so bummed because St. Vinny's had such amazing prices. But one thing I can get in Iowa is a coffee. So we went on a little adventure downtown Des Moines to find a cute little coffee shop to cheer me up. Okay, we found a little spot to sit. I got a maple cream decaf iced latte. It is almost 4, so I knew I can't have really any more caffeine, but I need a little pick-me-up after that. We definitely did a lot of thrifting today, a lot of digging, and not necessarily a lot of finding in Des Moines today, which is kind of a bummer. I definitely had really high hopes, and I will say the thrifting is very good. There's a lot of great thrift stores around here. I only tried 2. The thrifting, you just never know what you're gonna get, and that's what we got today. I'm not too mad. That just saves more of the budget for the other states, which is exciting. We have a pretty good chance of finding something really good, and I'd be more likely to pull the trigger on more expensive things in the other states now. Also, who's gonna tell me that Des Moines is adorable? Des Moines is so cute. I cannot wait to come back. It's so sweet, and it's like a city, but like mini. Like I said though, even though I'm a little bummed we're not coming away with anything from Iowa, we do have 2 other states left, so let's go to the next one. And just like that, now we are in Minnesota. And we are actually going to one of my favorite places to thrift, so let's go thrifting. We are in Woodbury, Minnesota, and we are going to the Turnstile. So this is a consignment shop, and it is just so good. I feel like especially for a consignment shop, the prices are actually pretty good here, and they just have so much stuff, including, you guessed it, leopard pants. Because they were skinny jean though, I didn't grab them to pick up, and they were a little expensive. They have brands like Frame, a Goldie, just even this brand that I've never heard of, which is a part to me of what makes thrifting here so fun. We also did find a Free People flannel. How fun is this? It's not really exactly what I'm going for. I mean, I do like it though, but I did pass on it. If you couldn't tell, Woodbury is definitely a more wealthy suburb of the cities in Minnesota. And as a kid growing up across the river in northern Wisconsin, Woodbury was really the closest place that we had to shop, and it always felt like going to a massive mall that just had so many fun, shiny new things. And honestly, now in the past couple years, they've added so many new stores here, so it really is the best place to come if you want to shop. Plus, this store is also color-coded. I was just in heaven, and not only that, they put the leopard print stuff together, which was super cool. I didn't love the styles of any of these, so I did pass, but I found this Smokey the Bear girl crew neck. Like, it's Smokey the Bear, but with a girly touch to it. And I'm pretty sure when I was here in the spring, this orange pink jacket was also here, but now it's $8, so I did decide to grab that to try on. And I also grabbed this pointelle long sleeve from American Eagle as well. I thought this could be a really good basic to have. But the sweaters is where Turnstile really popped off. Look at this beautiful orange fuzzy cardigan for $20. You could tell it was a really good brand, and I can't even describe the feeling of this. It was like silky soft and heavy. And then this winter sweater, oh my goodness, we are definitely trying this one on. And remember how I found a ski sweater at the beginning of the fall? Well, I found a ski cardigan in that same brand. One of the things I'm doing to make winter more fun is to wear fun, colorful, patterned sweaters. And so that is really high on my wish list. It's actually really hard to describe the joy I feel when I see a colorful, fun sweater. So when I pulled up this star one, I was freaking out. How fun is that? I love the colors of this with the green and pink, and I love how the stars are textured too. This sweater too was so soft, but very, very long, so I did pass on it. Plus it's gray and I don't love that. But then I came across a Free People sweater vest for only $11.50. I didn't love the colors and the patterns. It was just a little Southwestern style, and I knew I would never wear it. I also realized I'm just very attracted to the ombre-ish sweaters, like this one from the brand Moth. I've never heard of it, but it was like a big sweater vest cardigan, which is kind of interesting. And remember when the long cardigans were trending and you'd wear them with leggings? Not gonna lie, I kind of want to bring that back. Okay, and this sweater from Sage felt so good. It literally looked and felt handmade. I should have grabbed it to try it on. But because I'm looking for more colorful sweaters, that's why I pass on it. And I did end up finding this one from Lulu's. Kind of interesting, and it was half off. It was like $11.50, and it felt like it was 100% cotton. So I feel like that is just a little bit more of what I'm going for. And not gonna lie, I was almost not gonna look at the shoes, but look at what I would have missed out on. Not only the most perfect leather boots, but they are Frye boots in my size. It genuinely felt like someone knew it was my birthday and put them there just for me to find. But before going straight to the fitting room to try these on, I did look at the skirts. I didn't find anything, sadly, but I did check out the vest section. They had a really big selection. Unfortunately, nothing that I loved. I did love this fur one from Aerie, but it wasn't in my size, which I was very bummed about because it was only like $11. These fun floral sweatpants are from Anthropologie, which is cool. And then I came across these wide leg sweats. Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. So we are definitely trying on those too. And catching a glimpse of what I looked like in the mirror was a little bit of a jump scare. I had a whole pile of clothes on my arm, so let's get trying all these things on. And we started with a piece I swear I've seen here before. It's this cotton athletic-y quarter zip top for $8, so such a good price. And I just love the pink and orange color combo so much. I think it's so cute, and I thrifted for it a lot this summer. I do feel like the bottom was a little bit wider than I thought, but I do think it's a good crop. It just maybe isn't the fit, or I guess it wasn't the fit I was expecting, but the fabric, really good quality, almost like not an acidy wash, but almost like a vintage wash. So let me know what you guys think about this one, because I was a little conflicted. Next up was the American Eagle Pointel kind of tan brown cropped long sleeve. And not gonna lie, this one was a little bit boring. I mean, it fit perfect. I wouldn't change, honestly, absolutely anything about the fit. I really love that. It just was the color that I don't know. And then I realized that I kind of blended in with the walls. Like I looked exactly like the wall color, and that just isn't what I'm going for. But I did notice this on the mirror, 20% off. Is that true? I was really hoping that this was true at this point. Next, we tried on the Joey sweater in this beautiful winter print for $14.50. And I believe Joey is a TJ Maxx brand, and I was a little bummed to see it's mostly polyester acrylic, but it does have a little bit of wool in it, but I think that wool does make it a bit scratchy, but it does make it heavy, so it does feel warm. I absolutely love the design on this sweater. I definitely want to get a winter sweater in a design like this. It looks very Nordic and Scandinavian, but the cream color, this yellow tan, it just did not look good on me. I was so bummed because it was so close. But when a clothing item makes you feel gross, it's just not worth getting as much as you love it. But next was the Star sweater, and this is from the brand Hem and Thread, which I feel like we've seen a lot on this thrift journey today. I was sad to see it also was mostly acrylic polyester, but it was still such a fun sweater. And you guys know I love this green color, and the stars are just adorable. I didn't love how deep the V was though, and I kind of liked the idea of it off the shoulder more. And then I just kind of realized that the border around the wrist and the neck make it feel a little too preppy for me, and I wasn't loving it as much on me. And just the fit of it, the length of it, something wasn't quite right. It just felt a little bit off, and plus it being polyester acrylic, it just felt off, you know. It doesn't feel like a warm, cozy sweater like it would if it was 100% cotton. And speaking of which, the Lulu sweater was 100% cotton, which I feel like you can just tell it looks well made and heavy and cozy. And when you wear it, I feel like you can just tell it's made out of better materials. The neckline on it though was pretty wide, which I didn't love that you could see my bra strap. I'd have to either wear a tank top or, you know, not a bra underneath it, which is kind of annoying. I wasn't sure either if the colors were right for me, but I do think they're fun. And I was really liking how it's kind of like a smaller sweater, but the chunky stripes are just so fun. I've been so into stripes lately, and I feel like for spring this also could work as a sweater. Like, it's not too wintry. I did see a loose thread, but I wasn't too concerned about that, so this one I kind of like it. The next piece we tried on are these extra wide leg sweatpants that kind of looked like they'd be sold at Free People Movement or something. Very excited about these until the drawstring didn't work and it left the sweatpants very low on my waist, which I didn't love. But I do just love the idea of an extra wide pair of sweatpants. I definitely need to get a pair of those because I just know I will be living in them. I also just didn't love the brown color of these either. I think they were a little boring. I would love it, like maybe like a richer brown or something, but they were so soft, and I just know the next person who comes along and finds them is gonna love them. And you guys, we finally made it. We are about to try on the perfect Fry boots in my size for $95, and you know that feeling when you put on a boot and it slides right in and fits perfect? That's exactly what I experienced, and I was blown away by these. I just still couldn't get over how well they fit me. The calf was perfect, the height of the boot was perfect. I love the color as well, and this hem that kind of looks like it's a little bit westerny gave that cowgirl vibe to me. I was speechless, honestly. And at this point, I was just saying a prayer that this 20% off discount applied to these, because that would just be the best birthday gift ever. As per usual, we always make our way around to make sure we didn't miss anything, and I did miss these wool plaid pants that I thought could be kind of cool. I wasn't sure how they'd fit, but I've been looking for some plaid bottoms and I thought these could be interesting. I also found some camo. It was this airy camo hoodie, but I'm definitely looking for more of a realistic looking camouflage, so I did put it back. And believe it or not, I found another ski sweater, except this is an entirely different brand than the other one, so I don't know what's going on with that. And this Annie Bing sweater, very expensive but very scratchy. I did not like it, but I thought this hat was super cute, so I thought we might as well try on this too. In one more try on in this thrift store. Now, these wool pants were vintage and very good quality. They were actually made in Italy, and I love the little purple running through here. And even though they were a couple sizes too big for me, they actually surprisingly fit pretty well, which was honestly a shock to me. Even the length was pretty good. The waist, you know, had some gapping, and it definitely sit lower than I would like it to, but I really liked them. I do wish though you could see more of the purple. They just were a little less fun on than I envisioned. And I realized I don't even know how to style pants like this, you know, like a trouser style. And I also realized that this beanie is a kid's hat, which is why it fit very small on my head. But this is exactly the type of beanie I'm looking for this winter, so I definitely need to keep my eye out and also get prepared for a lot of staticky hair this winter. All of that to say though, we are done trying on. I went to check out, and let's just say we're walking into the next date with something very, very special. And now we are back in my favorite place in the whole wide world, Wisconsin. This is where I was born and raised and where I live currently, and I cannot wait to thrift here. I actually came to one of my favorite towns to thrift, my college town in River Falls, Wisconsin. I'm just still a little bit on a high, honestly, from thrifting in Minnesota. Oh, you guys are so good. I still can't believe that we're thrifting for my birthday. It definitely feels a little bit more real now. I don't know, I just feel so special right now, and it definitely was really hard at the beginning of this video to feel special and to feel like I was worth like thrifting for. And I know I thrift for myself all the time, but having the mindset of this as a present for me is just weird. I don't know, I feel like I often thrift out of necessity, and it's like, oh well, I could use this, and oh, this is a good deal and I'll save money getting this instead of this. And but thrifting as a gift, just it's hard for me to get in that mindset. And I remember I had the same problem when I thrifted for my Christmas gift too. It's weird how your brain has to shift from thrifting practically to thrifting for fun and thrifting for a gift, and I think that's what makes a gift so special. But okay, I'm ready to thrift. One more state to go. And of course we had to go to one of my favorite thrift stores in Wisconsin, Treasures from the Heart. I love this place, but I was very shocked when I walked in, and it was super busy, and there wasn't as much clothes as I remembered, but there was a lot of hats. And so I was looking at all the different hats, and this kind of blue-green one caught my eye because it also looked handmade. I'm pretty sure it was, so we tossed that in the basket. But as you can see here, the racks of clothes just aren't as full as they normally are, so I'm really hoping that they're just transitioning different seasons, going through different clothes, getting rid of stuff. I did find this shirt that I thrifted last year, and I ended up, I think, sending it to one of you guys actually. I didn't find much else in these racks, but I did end up finding this green gingham printed Lucky brand shirt, which I love Lucky brand stuff. I feel like as I've gotten older, that brand just speaks to me more and more. And wait, I just realized that Treasures also color codes their clothes. So every thrift store in this video has been color coded. The Best birthday ever. And I always love how they have a little vintage section back here. I thought this wool skirt was so cute, but it just wasn't quite long enough for what I'm wanting, or really like the colors that I'd want it to be. I'm always the most excited to look through all the crew necks and sweatshirts, but I didn't find much other than this Originals crew neck. It seemed like it was expensive, and I've never heard of it before. But like I said, other than that, there wasn't really a ton else that I really liked here. So we moved on to the men's graphic tees, which I'm always shocked at how much Texas stuff I find here. It's so crazy. We also ended up finding a Packers shirt with Rogers on it. I thought that was kind of cool, but I did end up passing on it. And really at this point, we almost made it through the whole store already.
So small here now. I feel like they got rid of so much stuff.
But the last little couple areas I wanted to check out was the coats. I loved the print on this blazer. However, I do not like blazers, and I just wouldn't wear them. And then the last area I checked out was the pajamas. I was really hoping we could find some, but there wasn't any I loved. And even though we only had 2 items to try on in the fitting room today, I was feeling pretty hopeful about both of them. So we started off with the Lucky Brand button-up in a size medium for $5.99. I just think this is such a classic shirt. I mean, you really can't go wrong with this print. I also love the texture of it. It was so light and soft. I couldn't find the tag that said, you know, what it was made out of, but it had to be cotton, I think. The one thing I was hesitant on though is if it was my color season. I do think it maybe would be better if it was a brighter green, but it's just such a classic looking button up that I feel like everyone needs to own that I don't know if I care enough. We might just go for it, but it's also $6, so it's not like it's the most cheap thrift find, but I did really like the length as well for layering. I love that it covers the butt. You could tie it up. It just is so classic. I don't know. And I mean, I'm telling you, it was so soft. We had another beanie to try on for $4.99, and I couldn't find a tag, so I'm pretty sure this is indeed handmade, but it is small and tight. And with bangs, I really need a looser fitting beanie, and I really just like a chunky beanie a lot better. Plus, I feel like the colors just weren't really quite my vibe now that I had it on. But even though this was a pass, we weren't walking out of Wisconsin empty-handed. And let me tell you, after thrifting in 3 states, I am very excited to show you my haul at home.
Oh my goodness, we are back after thrifting at 3 different states for my birthday. This is, I feel like I can say, probably the best haul I had all year, I think. I don't know. We've had a lot of good ones, but there's something about this one that just feels so special, and let's just jump into it. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything from Iowa, and I really wish I would have found at least one thing. Just there wasn't anything that I loved, and sometimes that happens. It's all good, but I do wish I would have walked away with something because I really love Iowa. It was so great to go. If you're from Iowa, I know I have a couple people from Iowa who watch. Please let me know thrift stores that you love in Iowa, where you go, where the best place is, because I will be going there. But the main piece of the moment is what I thrifted in Minnesota. I know you guys already know, but I'm not even like well, I am overreacting, but I'm not overreacting. I got a pair of Frye boots. I am way too emotional for this. Not only that, these are a pair of Frye boots that to me look like cowgirl boots. I love this kind of like Western hem. I mean, at least that's how I see it. So to me, these are my cowgirl boots. I will be using these like I would be using cowgirl boots. I just crossed this off my list, and you guys know it's been all year that I have had cowgirl boots on my list. Not only did we get cowgirl boots, but we got Frye boots. These are very expensive boots. These are authentic Frye boots. Look at the bottom there. Not only were these in my size, they fit perfect. I love the color. I love the height. They feel so good on. They're also $95. And not only that, they were having a sale of 20% off. So these ended up being $76. And not only that, just a couple weeks ago, I said no to another pair of Frye boots at the vintage shop, Vintage Revival in Stillwater. Loved them. And there was a ton of other cowgirl boots too that I loved. I mean, I was so tempted. They were $90, but something about them just didn't fit right on me, especially with the foot that's bigger than the other. It definitely was hitting my toes. The calf part made me uncomfortable a little bit, and it definitely was like a thinner leather and a little bit darker than what I probably would have picked out. And so I did say no, and it was a huge thing for me to say no, because I could have just had my boots right then and there. I cannot tell you how special this feels, because again, not only that, the Free People sale happened. It was their Merry Everything sale on November 14th. This was just yesterday, and I was so tempted to get something. It would have costed like $200 for the thing. You know, you have to buy, I think, $250 to get the 20% off. And I was so tempted because I was like, it's my birthday. I really love these things. Like, I feel like it would be worth it and I would wear it, but something just didn't feel right to me. Like I just couldn't quite pull the trigger on how expensive it was. All that to say is all of my no's that you guys saw, some that you didn't, all of them added up to this yes being the easiest, best yes ever. It is exactly why I thrift the way I do. Just because you find something that's good doesn't mean that there won't be something even better out there. You just never know. The price for this, the way they look, the way they fit, the way they feel, like this is such a good birthday gift, and I just feel, it just feels so special. The other thing I wanted to say is I do have a pair of Sam Edelman boots. They are a couple sizes too big for me, so I will be listing those to my Poshmark. I'd love for one of you guys to have them, use them. They're very, very similar to these, and I would honestly not even really need these boots at all. If those boots fit me and like looked good on me, I just feel like they look way too long for my proportions, for my feet. Like you can just tell that they look way too big. So definitely check out my Poshmark if you also want a pair of boots. I'll be listing those. Okay, and then the next thing I got for my birthday was that Treasures from the Heart. I actually don't know what's going on. I'm hoping everything was just in transition and they weren't like closing or anything. I don't know. There wasn't as much in there as there normally is, so that kind of made me a little nervous. But they did have this perfect button-down long sleeve from Lucky Brand. This is in a size medium and I got it for $5.99. I mean, this is so classic. I, at this point, didn't even care if it like looked the best on me like color season wise. This is just such a classic print. Just this green and white gingham, and the fabric is so soft. It's so light and breezy and comfy, and the length is perfect for layering. I thought, you know, with skirts, with shorts, with a sweater vest over it, there are so many possibilities with this. And I literally was just watching a TikTok. I think her name is Callie or Haley, or I forget, but she was styling this outfit and I was like, dang, like I feel like I need a button up like that. Like that's so cute. Lo and behold, here it is. This also very much checks the Little House on the Prairie Midwest vibes of my style, and I just feel like it's one of those classic layering pieces that you need to have and that would fit perfectly in my style, like I said. I also just think this print goes perfect year round. Like you really can't go wrong with the green and white gingham. As soon as I saw this, I was like, I want this. This is my birthday, and I think that I will definitely use this and love this. This also just feels like a very Wisconsin purchase to me. So after thrifting in 3 states, this is my thrift haul, and honestly I would not change a single thing. Even though we only got 2 items, this is the best. Like this is so good. The grand total came to $92, which again is kind of a lot for just 2 items, but this is everything to me. This is so good. This is the best birthday gift ever. I'm speechless. And it actually really makes me grateful we didn't find anything in Iowa, because it made me save even more money to put towards this, and I would way rather have the money to put towards these boots, you know, to get them and to just have more money go towards them than anything else that I had found in Iowa. So let me know what you guys think about this thrift haul, think about the purchase. I know you guys are going to be so pumped, so I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about everything. You guys have been along on this journey just as much as me, so I know that you guys are gonna be pretty excited to hear me not talk about looking for cowgirl boots ever again. All that to say though, we are going to jump into a quick little laundry chat. This is where I talk about what's on my heart, I talk about my faith and Jesus, and we just have a little heart to heart about what's been going on. Feel free to stay for this if you like, or you can exit out of this video. I love a good chat. It is my favorite part of life. I just love to chat. I did kind of want to touch a little bit more on what I was saying in the car before we went thrifting about having it be really hard to celebrate yourself or find it worth doing things for yourself or going out of your way to celebrate you. I don't know, I just feel like as women that can be really hard sometimes, and just for some people, like birthdays are difficult. For me, birthdays have always been hard because I always feel like guilty for asking people to celebrate me, go out to dinner, you know, use their time to do something I want to do. Like it's always been hard for me, and I think now that I'm turning 30, I have sort of a little different perspective, and I hope that this gives you some perspective too. So as most of you guys know, I had 2 miscarriages last year, so this past November was probably one of the hardest birthdays well, yeah, I think it was like the hardest birthday I ever had in my life. It was the due date of our first baby. It was supposed to be born around my birthday. We were supposed to share a birthday, and also the whole month of November I was carrying our second dead baby inside me, waiting to miscarry as I was turning 29. It just felt like all hope was lost last November. I cannot begin to tell you how devastated I felt. It just felt like the worst case scenario. When we had our first miscarriage, I was dreading my birthday, knowing that it was our baby's due date, and I just didn't know how it would feel on that day. And to reach their due date and have our second baby dead inside me, and not only it be their due date but also be my birthday, I felt like there was no reason to celebrate at all. I remember my old boss like being like, happy birthday, and he always forgot my birthday. He was like, happy birthday, what are you doing? Like, are you having fun? I just burst into tears. Like, I didn't even know what to say because it did not feel like something worth celebrating. There was so much loss. And now going into turning 30, and actually when you're watching this, I'm turning 30 the next day. Going into turning 30, I just feel like life is even more special, and I think a big part of that is my babies. But I just want this to encourage you, because one thing I learned before I turned 30 and through my miscarriages is that life is so short. It is so small, but it is so worth it. It is so special. Even though both of my babies were only alive in me for 8 weeks, they were worth celebrating. They were worth remembering. They're worth talking about. They're worth remembering and celebrating, and they impacted me, just their small little life that they had here. And so wouldn't you also agree that your life is also worth celebrating, remembering, talking about, making things special, and just celebrating? We have celebrated our babies, both of them. We had both like a little like ceremony for them, and we remember them in different ways. And again, they were only here for 8 weeks. I just think that that's just, for me, such a powerful reminder. Like, as I turn 30 and it's my birthday, that is really special. I think my babies taught me a lot about the fragility of life and how much it matters, no matter how small, no matter what age, no matter what you've done or not done. My babies didn't do a thing except for grow inside of me, and I love them so much. I just like, I can't wait to meet them one day. And they didn't even say a word to me. Just know that God made you also that same way. Like, he made you also that special. This verse reminded me, well, actually I might read it from the amplified version. It's Luke 12:7. But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Do not be struck with fear or seized with alarm. You are of greater worth than many flocks of sparrows. So I wanted to leave you with that verse. Whether it's your birthday or not, whether you had a bad day or not, whether you feel defeated or behind or like you failed, God knows the number of hairs on your head. And I've just been thinking that, of how precious that is. He kind of like, there's a time this week that I was reminded of that verse, and I was like, that is so crazy. Like, how special does God think we are? Like, that is just amazing. Sometimes you have to work backwards. Sometimes you have to do an action to then like change how you feel, whether that be, you know, taking a bath or treating yourself or getting yourself a birthday gift. So yeah, that is all I have for this little laundry chat. I just feel so grateful, and yeah, I just feel so grateful. I mean, I know it sounds kind of dumb, but I said a little prayer before I went into turnstile, and the fact that I found those boots just felt, I don't know, just so special. Like, God truly is paying attention to you. You are worth more than the sparrows, and he feeds them. He watches out for them. I just pray that this week that you find and see ways that God is loving on you, that he sees you, that he notices you. Be sure to comment this emoji if you made it to this part in the video. You officially made it to the folded fam, which is extra cool, especially if you made it to the folded fam in this video, I will say, because we did a lot in this video. I don't know, I feel like this is just everything I need in a birthday video. So I'm just feeling, like I said, so grateful for all of you guys. I'm trying to be emotional. I'm also wearing some of my favorite pants. I love these pants. I wore them in 3 states and I am obsessed. I just think they're so cute, and I feel like they're my birthday pants now. I'll always think of my birthday when I wear these pants. I also like to give the folded fam, the ones who made it to the end of the laundry chat, we're all folded and fluffed now, a little inside scoop. And I am planning Vlogmas. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to do 1 extra video a week in December, and I'm very pumped. I just am working out a few things, trying to plan ahead, be smart about it. I just want to not go crazy, but I'm getting really excited. I think it's gonna be doable, and I just can't wait to hang out with you guys more this winter. It's gonna be the best. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. Like I said, some of you guys aren't subscribed. I just pop up in your feed, and you know, you think you're subscribed, but be sure to subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. Okay, I've chatted long enough. I know it's my birthday, but I can't keep rambling like this. Like I said, be sure to subscribe to the laundry chat if you haven't already. I put up videos every Monday and Thursday, and I will see you guys in the next.